go.
Howdy, my name is Lexy Ide.
And I'm John Hill.
And we're with the Rogers FFA, and this is our Ag Mechanics project. So we wanted to do something a little bit different that not a lot of people have seen before with shop tables. We wanted to build something where you could tear apart engines, hydraulic cylinders, and transmissions, or anything that has to deal with excess oil, that it can drain to the middle and you can remove all of your residue.
So what we decided to start with is this top plate. It's 3/16 inch plate. We pretty much just stuck it under the plasma cutter, and in the beginning we were going to go with just a simple hole, just a circle in the middle, but we decided, well, we're working with plasma cutter, we could do something a little bit extra. We decided to put that R on there, just throw a little bit of Rogers in there, just something a little different. We actually cut out these slits as well, and they're all diagonal from corner to corner. And under here, if you actually look, we actually have 2-inch channel iron that runs all the way from these D-rings all the way to the middle to that drain pan right there.
And what we did with these slits is we actually put it in a huge big ton press, and we lined up the holes and we pressed it real quick, and that's what gave us our 3-degree angle, and that's how we can actually drain all of our oil. And along with these slits, we have these circles for our D-rings. We were going to leave them flush, but we want to do something a little bit different, so we actually reseated them. And what we did, we cut a hole at the end of each one of these holes, and so that's actually, in case you get any oil left in your D-ring hole, it also drains down into the middle.
And then for the frame, we went with 2-inch tubing with 2.5-inch receiver tubes for the uprights. The 2.5-inch receiver tubes actually give us the ability to take our vices. Any vice can be on any corner of this table. All you have to do is come over, pick it up, and take it whatever corner you'd like. We actually decided to offset our caster plates down there. So if you're ever working, it's always a possibility you drop something down in there, it'll fall all the way through instead of getting stuck in there. You got to get your magnet out and pull it out.
And what we did, something a little bit different with our receiver tubes, is they were originally 36 inches, but we cut them and recycled them. And if you look, we actually recycled and made these spacers. And so what you can do is on top of any of your vice on that 2-inch square tubing, you can slide it up, lock it in place, and that gives you different heights for different areas for your preference.
Back to these caster plates, we took 1/2-inch plate and we decided to drill and tap them, and we did it that way just for something different. If you look at a lot of tables that we're in competition with, they just drilled them and they put bolts on them. We decided to do something different. We drilled them, tapped them, and we put our own bolts, and it's just a different look, and it looks a little bit better, I think.
And with our casters, they're all rated 800 pounds each, and our table is only around 550 pounds, so it's more than enough weight for the table, plus any engine transmission that you want to throw on there.
And then for our D-rings, we actually decided to make them swivel, because you never know which way you're going to be tying down. Swiveling is just one of those extra features that sets us apart. It's just helpful to have.
And so moving on to our toolboxes, we started out with an 11-gauge plate, and we bent them all at 90 degrees each, and we offset these as well to give it just a little bit more dimension than what we're used to. We added the shelving here that we also bent at a 90-degree inch right here, so in case you're losing anything when you're rolling, nothing falls out.
The door as well is the same size as these shelves right here. It's 14-gauge metal. We decided with the doors, when we first put them on, they were flimsy. So what we did is the same thing with this. We put it in a press, just a lot smaller than the ones we used for this one, of course. And we pressed it all the way down the middle, made that X down the middle, and it gave it a little bit more integrity. It doesn't wobble as bad.
And with our door hinges, we decided to clean it up a little bit. We could have welded all the way around, but we wanted to do something a little bit different like we've been doing. We actually drilled holes in these, and we spot welded them, filled up the hole, and then we grinded it all down, made it smooth. So it gives it that nice clean effect that most of the time you don't see in shop tables.
And then for this drain pan, we decided we would make our own handles and everything. We hand bent these, we hit them with a torch, hand bent them, and it locks in place. It's on these bearings, and it slides on this channel iron right here. You can pull it all the way out, and it has a spigot on the bottom. You can break it loose if you need to drain your oil, or you can pull it all the way out and get rid of your oil however you need.
And we actually lined the inside of it with bed liner so the oil doesn't stick to it. And so moving on to our paint process, we first originally did a gray enamel paint that was an 8-to-1 ratio, 8 parts paint, 1 part reducer, and we shot the whole thing gray at first. That's originally how we had it in Fort Worth before the major shows hit. And then we did, with our ocean green paint, we did a 4 parts paint, 2-part reducer, and 1 part hardener. We did about 2 or 3 coats of that just to give it that nice clean shine.
And then for our vice plates right here, it's a 1/2-inch plate as well, just like the casters. And just like the casters, we decided to drill and tap them as well, just to give them that even look. You don't have to deal with any bolts, anything like that.
And that's what we did for all three, including our pipe vise and our new chain vise.
So this actually is a device that holds hydraulic pumps. It can hold small transmissions. It's pretty nice. You can turn it whichever way you need. If you're working on something and it's draining oil while you're working on it, you can put it over here and lock it in place, and you can work on it as it's draining oil. It's just like that. It's just helping prevent mess, anything like that. You can swivel it and it'll lock in place however you need it.
And each one of those are just painted with Rust-Oleum paint. Just wanted to give it just a little different look to make our table really stand out. They can come off, so if you need to do any extra welding on there, you won't have to strip your thing completely if it was a different type of paint. But we just want to say thank y'all so much for coming up with this idea. I know it was a really heartbreaking for Houston Livestock Show. We just want to really thank you for all your hard work that you've done, and I hope y'all enjoy, and thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all.